What if I told you I could teach you the secrets of building a huge list? I mean, I'm talking about the kind of list that's way bigger than your marketing buddies' lists. The kind of list you want to brag about every chance you get. Would you be interested? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would be. But what if I told you that even though this list is gigantic, it wouldn't make you a single penny? Would you still be interested? No way. If you're smart, you'd instantly lose all interest. After all, what good is a list if it doesn't pull a profit? See, here's the thing. You've probably seen marketers bragging about their big lists, but these marketers don't look particularly successful to you, right? Worse yet, some of these marketers sell their list building information to others. They promise you'll build a huge list. But there's one thing they refuse to mention every time, and that's the fact that the list they'll help you build isn't going to make any money for you. You see, some marketers throw their list numbers around as social proof. These are the same people who are buying fake Facebook likes and YouTube views. All they want for you to think is that others like them, but it's all smoke and mirrors. The numbers really are absolutely meaningless. Simply put, it doesn't matter how big the list is. If it's not converting, if the subscribers aren't responsive, then the list is worthless. Now, if you've ever picked up some list building tips online and struggled to convert your browsers into buyers, it might be because some shyster online showed you how to build a big list, but he never showed you how to build a responsive list that actually makes money. And that's where this course is different. Over the next several video segments, you're going to discover some of the exact insider tips, tricks, and secrets that the world's best email marketers use every single day to turn their list into cash in the bank. If you've already watched the other training videos in the same series which introduced you to list building, then you know there are 4 main components. Let me refresh your memory on those 4 components you need to start building your list. The first component is an autoresponder. You need an email service provider in order to collect leads and manage your list. However, beyond that, you also need an autoresponder that's packed with good content and the ability to send live broadcasts in order to make money with your list. A lot of marketers simply have no idea what sort of content to create in order to keep people engaged and hitting the buy button. You'll find out exactly how just a little bit later in this course. Now, the second component is an enticing lead magnet product. This is the product you use to bribe people to join your list, so you can bet it needs to be something your prospects really want. It should also naturally lead to your prospects purchasing your paid offers. The third component is a compelling lead magnet page. This is basically a mini sales page. In most cases, you'll find a short form page works well, which basically consists of a benefit-driven headline, a handful of other strong benefits, and of course, your call to action. Our fourth component is a steady stream of targeted traffic. Listen, the more targeted your traffic is to your offer, the better conversion rate you can expect. Be sure to also redirect all your exit traffic to your lead pages so you can get as many of these people as possible on your mailing list. Throughout these video segments, I'm going to give you specific tips and tricks pertaining to each of these 4 components I just mentioned. You're going to learn a variety of different ways to get more people joining your list, more people reading your emails, and more people buying your products and services. Now, before we get into the tips covering those 4 components, I want to share with you just a few general tips to help you grow your business. The first tip is that you need to commit to publishing your newsletter. Here's the thing. A lot of marketers get really excited about the idea of publishing a newsletter, and they do well with it for a while. But then it starts ending up feeling like a bit of a chore. I mean, if you want to be making money with your newsletter, then you need to be sending out weekly emails, if not more often. You need to be at the forefront of your niche so you can give your readers the scoop on new products. You can fill them in on new services and even specific niche news. You need to stay in front of your prospects to help develop that top-of-mind awareness. Most marketers really do start out with good intentions, but then they start slacking off after a while. Maybe a twice-weekly newsletter becomes a once-a-week newsletter. Then suddenly it becomes every 2 weeks. And then they find themselves sending out a newsletter once a month or even less. So what happens at that point? The list grows cold. Some people report it as spam because they don't even remember joining the list. Some people unsubscribe. Others just simply stop reading it. And when they're not reading it, they're not buying from it. Listen, you can't develop a relationship in the real world with your friends without being in regular, frequent contact with them, right? And the same thing is true of developing a relationship with your subscribers. People buy from those they know, like, and trust. And there's no way you can develop this sort of a relationship if you're not keeping yourself in front of your subscribers. The point is, commit right now to publishing your newsletter regularly. And trust me, it's well worth your time. Okay, moving on. The second tip for growing a responsive list is to not treat your subscribers like cash machines. You got that? I know you're building a list because you want to make money, and it's true, a mailing list is a gold mine. But just because you can make money with a list doesn't mean you should treat your subscribers like an ATM. That totally reeks of desperation, and your subscribers will know if you view them as cash machines. Here's what I mean by this. If you're treating your subscribers like cash machines, then it means you're putting your needs first and their needs second. You might start getting a little sloppy. Maybe you recommend affiliate products before thoroughly reviewing them. Worse yet, maybe you start recommending products that aren't all that good, but you do so because the commissions are big and the conversion rate is high. You're thinking more about how much money you can make rather than thinking about if a product is truly helping the people on your list. You don't want to start going down that path, and that's because your reputation and the relationship you build with your subscribers are among your biggest assets. If you start peddling junk to them just because it puts a fast buck in your pocket, eventually your subscribers are going to lose their trust in you. They'll stop reading, they'll stop buying, and then where are you? So here's what you do instead. If you want to make money with your list, then put your subscribers' needs first. Think about what products and services you can offer them that are genuinely going to help them. Create the very best solutions that you can. Recommend the very best products out on the market. And be honest every time you review a product. The cool thing here is that when you put your subscribers' needs first, then you naturally get what you want also. What you'll see is your subscribers' trust in you growing, which naturally leads to more sales. Okay, I think you get the point, so let's go ahead and move on. The third tip for growing a responsive list is to keep your mobile users in mind. Some researchers conducted a survey and found that 63% of Americans and 41% of Europeans said that they'd close an email if it wasn't mobile friendly. That totally makes sense, doesn't it? You don't want to make it difficult for your subscribers to read your email. If they're having to scroll back and forth, then they'll be more focused on this extra work as opposed to focusing on the message you're trying to convey in the email. The thing about mobile users is that it may not be immediately obvious how many of your visitors are reading your emails on their phones. You could look at your website and see very few mobile users, perhaps because visitors are using their tablets, their laptops, and other computers when they first come to your site. So what happens? These visitors sign up for your mailing list when they're on their laptops, but then they read every single one of your emails on their phones. Point is, even if your traffic stats aren't telling you that you have mobile users, there's still a really good chance a lot of folks are going to read your emails on their phones. So there are a couple of things you can do here. First, use responsive email templates. These are templates which are designed to adapt to the device your reader is using, so they'll look good on mobile phones, laptops, desktops, or anything else. Second, make sure you keep your email short and sweet. Send your subscribers an enticing teaser along with a link to your blog where they can read more. Third, be sure your blog has a responsive theme or design as well. Your goal is to get your subscribers visiting your blog. If they're clicking straight through from their email, then a good number of these visitors may be on their phones. That's why it's a good idea to have a responsive blog design. So there you have it. Those are the first 3 steps you can use to start building a more responsive list. Now in the next segment, you'll discover how to boost your open rates so more people are reading your emails. I'll see you there.